A question I get a lot from people is, how often do I need to come in? Well, you need to come in often enough to get better. And that's actually the answer, right? I know it's not a simple answer, but that's the answer. We don't deal in absolutes in Chinese medicine. All right. So we have to be able to be flexible and uh, vary the way we do things depending on the situation. All right. So that's just part of the dynamics of Chinese medicine and natural medicine in general. Okay. And so we don't really have specifics. We don't follow cookie cutter types of prescriptions. We are adaptable. But a good analogy for this is I like to use the ship sinking analogy a lot of times, right? So it's not a black and white answer. It depends on how good you want to feel and how much forward you want to move in regards to your life and to your health. So in a minimalistic frequency, we keep your ship from sinking, right? You're not getting worse, right? Your condition is generally improving. You're generally in a good state of being. And you don't find your pain getting worse. You don't find your fatigue getting worse. You don't find your anxiety getting worse. You're kind of holding steady, which is good. That's good. But does that ship want to move around? Do you want to get out of the bay? Do you want to go for a little journey, right? And so how well your ship moves, how fast it gets through rough seas, how well it handles rough seas, those are all going to be to how well that ship is running and maintained. And so if you want to make progress, then you're going to need to come in a little bit more often. So there's kind of two answers, right? So if you want to stay where you are, then the answer is less. If you want to make progress, then the answer is more. And so you can't do too much acupuncture, really. So in China, when they treat people pretty much every day until they're better. We do it differently here in the US because we're just weird here in the US. So this goes back to the other video I did about paying attention to those major components of your physiology: your sleep, your energy, your digestion, your hydration, your pain levels, your mental focus, your emotional well-being, your temperature regulation. If those things are improving, getting better, right, or if you're in a place that you'd like to be, then you're at the right frequency. But if you're stuck and are getting worse, then you need to come in more often. The alternative to that is maybe there's other things you could do to not have to come in as much, like follow your practitioner's dietary advice, like get enough sleep, like meditate and rest, take your herbs, all those types of things. If you're doing those things, maybe you'll have to come in a little bit less, right? So there's a balance to all of this. But hopefully that's an answer that makes some sense to you. If you got any questions, let me know. Bye.